What is up, you awesome kissers? This is CistReactZ, guys. So last night, Scott had actually posted some bad news about the Fnaf movie, and I didn't get to record it. So, hi everyone. Before we get to the bad news concerning the state of the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, I wanted to share a brief history of the Five Nights at Freddy's screenplay. It's been a long road. Let's take a look at some of the screenplays that have come and gone over the years in no particular order, or feel free to skip to the end really quick to see the bad news, and then come back to enjoy the list. Some of these came from big studios, some from big directors, some from me, and some from other hired directors. I gave the screenplays a name, and I'll include a brief synopsis, as well as what ultimately led to each screenplay being rejected. The F screenplay basically set up a group of teenagers, troublemakers, breaking into Freddy's. Chaos ensues of, dead children attacking them. Problems. Although it's a basic setup, there were a lot of odd choices here, which only got weirder as the story continued. The story ended with our protagonist in a secret underground animatronic factory that was designing robots for the government. What? Verdict. I'm assuming... What the fuck? Is that what that's supposed to mean? Or, because it has, like, the ats... I don't know. Strayed too far away from the source material. Tossed. Yeah, I mean... Animatronic factory that was designing robots for the When did William Afton kill kids for the government? What? Okay. The plushies take... I can see why that... I can see why that one's short. The plushies take Manhattan screenplay. Basic setup. Plushies take Manhattan. Problems. Plushies took Manhattan. Verdict. Burned with fire. The random Charlie screenplay. Charlie as in the one from the books. Charlie and friends sneak into Freddy's after hours to retrieve a lost toy. Problems. Although sharing the names of familiar characters in the series, these characters had nothing to do with their game and book counterparts. Confirming that the book and the game counterparts are a thing. Which, that was confirmed a long time ago, but some people still deny it. So, while featuring familiar elements of the games, it seemed too loosely based on the game, and lost a lot of impact because of it. Felt like a random pack of FNAF elements with no real stakes. Meh. The Silver Eye screenplay. Setup. Kira and I both worked on 3 versions of the Silver Eye screenplay. Wait, so... It was debated that the Five Nights at Freddy's movie wasn't going to be, like, based on the lore of the games, but the books at one point? I was hoping we'd actually get to see, Mike the security guard look left and right and, shut doors, figure out they're possessed and all that stuff. But Kira and I both worked on 3 versions of the Silver Eye screenplay over the course of about a year, trying to find out the right approach to the story for the first book. Problems. There were the first attempts I made to write a screenplay after realizing it was going to be difficult to find someone else who would understand the lore enough to do it. Unfortunately, it also meant that the screenplay suffered greatly from my inexperience at writing. Even Kira, with her writing expertise, couldn't save them. Verdict. Although these had some good elements, I ultimately decided to focus on making screenplay from the games and not the books. Yes! The pawn shop screenplay. What? A kid who watches after a pawn shop finds trouble when an animatronic is brought in. It turns out Freddy's been robbed. And the animatronics were taken to different locations for sale. The other animatronics come to retrieve the one at the pawn shop, and the kid and his friends get roped into an adventure. Weird. A creative approach, but felt a little too much like a boy and his animatronic. Too much after-school adventure, not enough horror. Seemed like a great idea at the time. The Cassidy screenplay. Isn't that another character from the book, I think? No, I think Cassidy's one of the kids. Diving deep into the screenplay packed into a lot of lore following the story of Cassidy, problems spanning multiple time periods, following multiple characters, and featuring lore from multiple games. This was pretty saturated to a fault. It may have been satisfying to the most hardcore fans, but it would have left a majority of people confused and lost. Hey, maybe this was the most accurate screenplay. Ultimately, more of a visual encyclopedia than a movie. That wasn't satisfying even to me. Out. The Misfit Kid Screenplay. Basic setup. Single mom brings her kid to a new town. Kid finds Freddy's. Hilarity ensues. One of the problems in creating a modern day story with an old Freddy setting is finding a way to connect protagonists to the restaurant. Finding a reason for them to be there. Finding a reason for them to stay. The problem here was that the reason for this kid was to go to Freddy's and have misadventures was to treated force. God, these ideas are weird, man. Not a bad setup, but it just didn't work. If I didn't care about the characters, there's a good chance no one else would either. Pass. This was going to be the screenplay for a while, but it didn't have any serious... because it didn't have any serious flaws. Ultimately, just decided it wasn't good enough, though. Sorry, I was misreading that a lot because it was just like... What? The Ghost Tracker screenplay. A basic setup, a group of amateur ghost trackers sneak into an abandoned Freddy's. I kind of wish this was a screenplay. I want Scott to explore the like dead kids more in the series. I want him to explore like the hauntings and stuff. Like, we know the animatronics are haunted, but that's like some knowledge you need to know in the background. Although a very common sense setup for this sort of movie, the problem again rose again to how to give these characters connection to Freddy's itself. What ended up happening was too much of the story went into their own backstories and their hardships, and it took the spotlight away from the story of Freddy's. Darn it. A stronger connection between the protagonist and Freddy was needed. Lesson learned. The insane screenplay. Another Ghost Tracker variation. Another one involved the Funtime animatronics, underground ball pit tunnels, and the marionette out for revenge. Problem, let me guess, multiple timelines. As some screenplays venture too far into adventure, this one went too far into action. Too all over the place. But yeah, I was about to say, yeah, it's pretty weird how they, it's pretty weird how they went to Circus Baby Pizza World if the movie was meant to be on the main game, the first game. And I thought he was making... I thought he said, like, years ago, like, if the first movie did good, he'd span to FNAF 2 and 3, and that's it. So, is Fredbear's and Circus Baby Pizza World and FNAF 2 going to be in one movie, and then it goes to FNAF 1 towards the end? Because he keeps on going to different timelines, so that's making me think, like, what's he thinking here? The Mike screenplay. This makes sense. Why didn't I think of this before? I'm assuming the Mike is what I was saying earlier, left and right, you know the whole deal of the FNAF 1 location. This makes sense. Why didn't I think about this before? Actually, this is a good mix. It has the best pieces from all the previous screenplays. Not really any problems here. All the right characters, all the right motivations, all the right stakes. Yes, we're going with this one. It's fun, scary, and it has a central story. And Mike was in FNAF 1. What was Mike in? Like, he was in Michael Afton, FNAF 1, FNAF... I know he wasn't in FNAF 2, because I think FNAF 2 is like William Afton going and disguising himself as a security guard. FNAF 3, I think that's just some other guy, or it could be Mike. FNAF 4, I think that's Mike as well. I don't know. I forgot which, like, games Michael Afton was a security guard in. Let me know in the comments below. But the Mike screenplay, yeah, we're gonna be watching Michael Afton in these locations, so that's gonna be great. Alright, so into the bad news. The bad news is that there won't be any screenplays to add to this list because we're... Yeah! Come on, Scott, with the clickbait, dude. Oh my god. Filming starts this spring. Alright. Filming starts this spring. God. I thought, like, COVID had them, set back a year or something like that, but no. Scott was just trolling us. Finally, Scott coming back with the trolls, dude. Serious. It's been a while since Scott trolled us. And with Scott trolling again, we need to be very, very observant. But anyway, guys, let me know what screenplay that you liked the best. What do you think should have made it into the movie? Personally, I said it from the beginning of this video, like, I've been rooting for the, FNAF 1, type of thing where we're, the security guard looking left and right, and I think that's what the Mike route's gonna do. So, yeah, FNAF movie's gonna be filmed this spring. Can't wait to see and hear about the progress for that. I got another reaction video coming tonight, by the way, so this is the end of the video. So make sure you guys subscribe, turn on notifications. Yeah, we're actually going to do a double upload today, so make sure you got the notifications, hit that like button, comment below. Let me know what you guys think about this list. Let me know what you guys think about what screenplay should have made it. Let me know. Make your own screenplay in the comments. I want to read these and heart them. Anyway, guys, I'll see you all. Kissers later. Peace out.